Trump has some words for Jack Smith, calls him deranged, calls him special. Welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots are. And Trump is coming out and trying to fight this case, the Mar-a-Lago court document case with Judge Aileen Cannon. He's fighting it in public. This is appropriate. I'll tell you why. It is actually mentioned in this article that because it's political, it's appropriate. Hope you guys have subscribed. I'd love to have you in our happy community. Welcome to Doug in Exile. Here's the headline. Newsweek: Donald Trump blasts Jack Smith for attacking Aileen Cannon. Former President Donald Trump blasted Department of Justice Special Counsel Jack Smith on Thursday, that's today, calling him out for attacking Florida U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon. You leave that judge alone, Jack Smith. Now, for those of you who've already subscribed, then you've probably already watched this video that we posted the other day on the first time that Jack Smith went after Aileen Cannon. Now Trump's just coming out and agreeing with us. Here he is on Truth Social, deranged and in quotes, special counsel Jack Smith, who has a long record of failure as a prosecutor, including a unanimous decision against him in the U.S. Supreme Court, should be sanctioned or censured for the way he's attacking a highly respected Judge Aileen Cannon, who is presiding over his, and this is going to go on, fake documents hoax case in Florida. He is a lowlife who is nasty, rude, and condescending, and obviously trying to play the ref. Now, Trump is coming out extra hard on Jack Smith because he could not get a gag order on Trump that would keep his name from being brought up. So this is all Trump's protected free speech, guys. He shouldn't even be allowed to participate in this sham case where I, unlike crooked Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, and all the rest, came under the Presidential Records Act. I did nothing wrong, but Biden did, and they let him get off scot-free. How did that happen, Jack? A two-tiered justice system, election interference, all caps from Trump on Truth Social. Woo! I love Trump because he's a giant sledgehammer, super rude, blunt, not trying to look smart, and just grind that academic, elitist, snotty. All the Harvard people are going, what are we going to do, Lovey? He's attacking Jack Smith. No one attacks Jack Smith. Lovey. Cannon, a Trump appointee, has faced mounting scrutiny over her handling of Trump's classified documents case, as critics have called for her to be removed. Now, that's one way of putting it. This is a bit of a slanted argument. Critics, some have called for her to be removed, but fans have demanded that she remain. In a court filing on Tuesday, Smith said that Cannon's proposed jury instructions, quote, rest on an unstated and fundamentally flawed legal premise, unquote. Smith continued saying, quote, the questions of whether the PRA, Presidential Records Act, has an impact on the element of unauthorized possession under Section 793 does not turn on any evidentiary issue, and it cannot be deferred. It is purely a question of law that must be decided promptly. I, of course, don't understand a word of what Jack said, and that's why I love that he keeps quoting his own legal documents, because the people like me don't understand. That's why Trump speaks the language of the people. It's like a caveman, crooked Jack Smith. Very smart, because this is politics. Trump's got to win the political argument. And we also know from already reading enough of Jack's legal documents on this show that he's a liar. This is all about politics. He's an apparatchik. So if I don't read this particular legal theory, I'm still in good company. Quote, if the court were to defer a decision. Now, this is the real part of his legal theory you need to look at, okay? Notice it's all about timing. He just doesn't want to delay. He just wants this decision to happen before the election because he's trying to influence an election. Quote, if the court were to defer a decision on the fundamental legal question, it would inject substantial delay in the trial Hmm. Hmm. And worse, prevent the government from seeking review before jeopardy attaches. Smith continued. Yeah, I don't believe you. I'm just happy. I say, what's the big hurry, Jack? Let's just get this going right after the election. I mean, after all, you think Trump's going to lose anyway. So what's the harm? Get your justice going. Why panic? What's the hurry? Dave Ehrenberg, Palm Beach state attorney, told Newsweek on Wednesday that this is the, quote, most aggressive response from Smith we've seen to date, and for good reason. No, not for good reason. It reveals a truth about Jack, that Jack Smith is in a panic, that he's a government apparatchik, that he is a follower of Joe Biden, that he's not even a judge or a special counsel, that he's not even doing his job, but he has a destiny to fulfill to stop Trump from winning the election. And the Democrats picked the wrong tactic. It didn't work. You really should go back to not matching signatures on voter rolls or something like that. Would be far more effective if you're trying to win an election, because all this lawfare stuff is only making Trump more popular and revealing the state as an anti-Democrat, anti-voter, anti-the people institution. Biden was not criminally charged after special counsel Robert Hur said in a report on February that Biden, quote, willfully retained and disclosed classified materials for his vice presidency when he was a private citizen. This is the response to Trump saying, Joe Biden did the same thing. He stole these. And Hur said, it wasn't quite the same. Hur also concluded there were differences in Biden and Trump's handling of materials. By the way, the biggest difference that Hur talked about is that Biden was so impaired, so special needs, so drooling and incompetent that you could not go after him for the documents he had in 3 different locations, thousands more documents than Trump. That is, he was such a slobbering idiot. So you could not go after him. That's what Hur concluded. I didn't say it. Well, he didn't use those exact words, but he said that he is a kind of an impaired old man. So we can't go out. Could you imagine that defense being used on any, like a murderer, going, well, he's an impaired old man, so we can't really go after him for murder. That's all that was the conclusion of Hur. And otherwise, this really is a political witch hunt that they're not going after. Remember Sandy Berger? He stuffed all the documents in his socks and walked out. That was, who was that? That was Clinton's guy, Sandy Berger. So I decided I don't buy any. This is all political. They're only going after Trump because of politics. Meanwhile, Alan Dershowitz, emeritus professor of law at Harvard Law School, told Newsweek on Thursday, quote, Trump is fighting in the court of public opinion because he understands that these cases are political. Now, he's right about that. This is politics. That's why Trump's calling Jack names. Instead of reading these legal documents, you want to go straight to the people and say, this guy is attacking Judge Aileen Cannon. And we're here to help undermine that confidence in Jack Smith. Because yes, he is deranged and special. I'm Doug in Exile.